Hello everyone. Today we're gonna be ranking Batman villains. Pretty simple video. Just gonna be ranking them. Um, by my personal opinion, of course. Anyways, so here's all the tiers. We got best of the best. These are my personal favorites. It's gonna be two that's gonna go up here. Fantastic. They're really good Batman villains. I really love them. We got pretty good. They're second best villains, but they're not like the best villains. We got mid, self-explanatory, not good. They're not really villains I like. Hence, they're not really villains I like. Why? I really don't like them. And then trash, my least favorites. So I'm just gonna get this one out of the way because it's gonna be pretty controversial, but I think Poison Ivy is trash. Alright, I don't like her. She's not interesting compared to other Batman villains. So, yeah. Okay, now, let's start off with Killer Croc. Now, I really like Killer Croc. I think he's a really good villain. He's pretty tragic. I think my only problem is that I don't like the idea of him being like a gangster. Like, I really don't think he's a gangster type villain. I just don't see him as one. Like, I see him as like a monstrous or maybe sometimes like a killer. Because of that, he's gonna go in pretty good. There are some interpretations that I'm not the biggest fan of, but pretty solid villain. I really like him. Next, got the Riddler. The one that has all the Riddler trophies and clues that I have to get in Arkham Asylum, and it makes me question my entire life and all my choices. I like him, but he's not one of my favorites. So, all right. Next is one of the two villains that go in best of the best. Black Mask. I love Black Mask. Such a good villain. Under the Red Hood is one of my favorite comics with him. I don't know. He's probably my favorite gangster type villain. I think he's better than Falcone and Maroni. He's just like a. And he's one of the most evil Batman villains, which I think also makes him pretty cool. Pretty cool. He's one of the two villains I'm gonna put up here. Really like him. He's really good. Really great. I love him. Anyways. Next, we got Harley Quinn. Now, there are some versions I like of her. There's some versions I don't like of her. For example, Batman the Animated Series has a really good Harley Quinn. I also like her in the Arkham games. I think she is a good villain. But then you got versions that are like anti-hero Harley Quinn for some reason, or like the Harley Quinn show and all that, and I don't really like her. I don't think she's a mid-villain, but I think she's not like one of the best villains. But I do like her. I think she's pretty good too. I don't like how DC's been treating her like their version of Deadpool. So, yeah. Okay, next. I'm pretty sure this is Talia. I really don't think she should be a villain. Really? I mean, she can be villainous, but I kind of like the more she isn't exactly like one. Kind of more in the middle. But, I do like her. But she's not one of my favorites, and I don't really see her as a villain. So I'm gonna put her in mid because of that. Clayface, I think Clayface is also mid. I do like a shapeshifter type villain. I like the Chameleon from Spider-Man, but that's kind of it. He's a guy who kind of he always went to the bigger roles in movies, kind of ruins his own body and becomes this. And honestly, he's not really a villain I like. And because of that, I think, and he's kind of just bland. But I think it's pretty cool. I think he's cool. He's good. Next, we got Deathstroke. Now, this is one of those villains which I don't think they should be on here because Deathstroke isn't a Batman villain. He's more of a Teen Titans villain. But we'll put him. I really like Deathstroke. I think he's one of my favorite villains of all time. He's scary, he's an assassin, all that. I know all the controversy with him. I know. But besides that, it's pretty cool. So it's gonna go fantastic. Really looking. Next is another one which I don't know if I really I don't completely agree to him being on this list, but I like Red Hood. I guess he is a villain in like Under the Red Hood, I guess. He's my favorite Bat Family member. I like how he's different from everyone. And I also do like Jason in Arkham Knight. I think that's probably one of my favorite versions of the character. So I'm gonna put him fantastic, even though I don't think he should be on here. So yeah. I don't think he should be on here, but whatever. Okay, next we have the Batman Who Laughs, which once again is another villain that I don't get why he's on here. But I guess we'll count him. I think it goes in the Y category. He's not trash. I think he has a pretty interesting concept. But I mean, like, bro is like, this is like a power fantasy somehow. Like this guy right here, it gets like the powers of like Dr. Manhattan and all of that. This guy is the ultimate, ultimate plot armor, literally. Next is Firefly. I really love Firefly. She is such a good Batman villain. I really like. He probably has like one of my favorite changes, because like, you know, originally Firefly was like this goofy Silver Age villain, and then he becomes this in like Nightfall, and it's just like awesome. So we're gonna put him in fantastic. He's one of the best. And I also really loved his episode in Batman the Animated Series. It's really good. Next is our second villain for Best of the Best, the Joker. I don't think I really need to explain why this villain is so great. He's the opposite of Batman. He has some of the best stories, some of the best versions, in like movies, comics, alternate universes. Dark Knight Returns is has one of my favorite versions of the Joker. Also really like that Frank Miller wrote Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker is my favorite live-action Joker. I really love Dark Knight. So yeah, it's one of the best he's with Black Mask. Next we got Hush. Now, Hush. Where do I begin? Okay, so this is one of the biggest haters of all time. All right. Next to Reverse Flash, Black Manta, and Lex Luthor. This villain, he's the best friends of Batman, and then he kind of got jealous of him. Tries to kill his parents so that he could become rich. He's kind of just he's a hater, but I think he's my least favorite of the DC haters. But I don't think he's bad, like, at all. I think he's a pretty cool villain. Because of that, I think he goes pretty good. He's not bad in any way. Actually, no. He's mid. He's not, He's cool, but like, yeah, his story's okay and all that. Next is this is Mad Hatter. I like Mad Hatter. I don't really like him in the animated series. I really like him in the Arkham games, though. I don't know why. The animated series, Mad Hatter, I just don't think it's as interesting as like other Mad Hatters. It's the other ones, like, I like the Arkham games, or the one from The Long Halloween. I really like him in that. Like Mad Hatter, he's probably one of the most schizo characters of all time. Believes that he is the reincarnation of like the character from Alice in Wonderland. It is pretty simple. He's just a schizophrenic, but I really do like him, so I put him pretty good. Yeah, I really like it. I really like his side mission in Arkham and City. Okay, next we got Victor Zsasz. I think he is a mid-villain because he's just a serial killer with like scars all over his body. That's kind of it. He's not bad, but he's not a villain I usually like. He's not like a villain I would like usually think of for Batman villains. Alright, next is Deadshot. Now, Deadshot's a Batman villain. I really like Deadshot. He's probably my favorite Suicide Squad member. I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't add Deadshot in the new Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn made. I'm a little bit disappointed he wasn't in that. But I really like him. He's probably one of my favorites, so he's gonna go fantastic. Really like him. He's a really good, cool villain. Next, we got Hugo Strange. You know, it's pretty simple. This guy's trying to like he's trying to figure out like Batman's identity and all of that. I really liked his episode in the animated series, but he's not one of my favorites. But I do like him, so he's gonna go pretty good. It's pretty cool. Like you know, he's scary. He can be scary. But I did like him in Arkham City as well. Next, we got Prometheus. I think. I like Prometheus. You know, he's kind of a scary Batman villain. Like, you know, this guy, he's like the opposite of Batman, I think. He's like one of those Batman copycats, like Wrath. I think that's his name, Wrath. He was in Batman 2004, the Batman. Yeah, really like him. I think he's pretty good. Next, we got Ventriloquist and Scarface. Now, I think this is the next. This is a mid villain. As much as I like Scarface and Ventriloquist, I just they're not my favorites, and I kind of find them not as interesting compared to other Batman villains. But like they're not bad. I just don't think they're up there with like other Batman villains. Alright, next we got Man-Bat. I don't really like Man-Bat, to be honest. He's kind of just a guy. He's just some creature, mainly. He's like a scientist who like turns himself into some sort of bat creature. That's kind of it. He's kind of just mindless and all that. So yeah. Next we got Anarchy. I don't know too much about Anarchy, but from what I've seen in Nightfall and some other Batman stories, he's pretty cool. He's scary. Like, you know, this guy's. In fact, I don't even know if this guy's 100% evil. From what I see in Nightfall, he doesn't seem like he's 100%. But like, from what I know, I think he's pretty interesting. So I think he's quite pretty good. Next, we got Professor Pig. Probably one of the most underrated Batman villains of all time. I really like Professor Pig. He's one of the scariest Batman villains of all time. So, fantastic. I really liked him in Arkham Knight. He was a pretty scary boss. Next, got Catwoman. She's probably my favorite female villain, or one of my favorites. Now, I think the same thing with like Red Hood. I don't know or Talia. I don't know if she should really be on here because she's kind of not really the most evil person in the world, like the most evil character. She's kind of like more of a good guy, even though she is like a thief and all that. But I really like her. I think she has the best relationship with Batman, and yeah, you know, she's pretty cool. Next, I got Court of Owls, one of my all-time favorite Batman villains, or the group. They are the scariest. I think they're the scariest Batman villains. Like more scarier than like Black Mask and the Joker or Professor Pig. Honestly, they're like, honestly, seeing them in Gotham Knights was probably like the scariest part of the whole game. And their comic is also pretty scary as well. But like, you know, it's a good comic. Next, we got Two-Face. This is one of my personal favorite Batman villains. I really like him a lot. Now I know some versions of his story. Some versions are not my favorite, but my favorite I think has to be the one from The Long Halloween. Like, I think that's the definitive Two-Face story to me. Really like him a lot. He's a really good Batman villain, so I'm gonna put him in fantastic. Really love him. Next we got Bane. I think there's only like 2 Batman stories that I think he's really good in. That's Nightfall and Arkham Origins. He's probably one of the best Arkham villains, and he's like one of the best main villains for an Arkham game. Like him working with Joker, and I think they're working against each other. I don't remember. I love Arkham Origins. I love Bane in that. And then Nightfall, of course. It's Nightfall. It is one of the best Batman stories of all time. That's kind of it. It's mainly just those 2. But besides that, I think he deserves to go in He's fantastic. All right, he's quite fantastic. Next is Ra's al Ghul. Now, I really like Ra's al Ghul. He's not my favorite, but I really liked him in Batman Begins, and I really like him in something like Son of the Demon. I really liked him in that story. I think he's pretty good. He's not one of my favorites, but he's pretty good. Next is Scarecrow. Now, Scarecrow, same thing. I think, there's it's the same thing with like Bane. It depends on like the story and all that. And there's two that I really like him in. I really like him in Batman Begins, and the Dark Knight trilogy, and I really like him in Arkham Knight. He's probably one of the best parts of that game. I think Scarecrow deserves to go pretty good. He's not. I don't think he's up to where like Bane is like, he has two stories, and like he's pretty, but like they're both like fantastic. Scarecrow, I really like Arkham. I do like Arkham Knight. I do like Batman Begins, but he's also, but yeah, and he's not one of my favorites. So next we got Mr. Freeze. Probably one of the best episodes of the animated series is his origin story. He's not one of my personal favorites, but I really like him. Yeah, pretty good villain. Really like him, but he's not one of my favorites. And then lastly, I think is that Gentleman Ghost? I'm pretty sure that's Gentleman Ghost. Who doesn't like this character? He's pretty cool. I think he's pretty good. He's not one of my favorites, but I really like him. Anyways, this is the list. Let me know if you disagree with some of these. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time, whenever that comes out. I don't know.